Hi, I'm with Susanna Lafiura. She is Giovanni's daughter. We don't know about her, besides being beautiful. She's also a wonderful lyrical singer, an opera singer. But what makes her special is she makes the best pasta alle vongole in all of Palermo. There's a couple of things that you need to know ahead of time before we get started with the action. The oil that she'll be using is an oil that has been spiced with garlic. Basically what the family has done has taken the olive oil and has placed it with some garlic. Garlic, could we say, in camicia, meaning that the peel of the garlic is still in there for at least a day. The purpose of doing so is that the olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, within the context of this, will pick up the flavor of the garlic without picking up the acidity. It's important that you don't crush the oil and you just leave it as a whole. Now, it's about time for me to be quiet and for Susanna to create her thing. So, come with us in the kitchen. You'll see exactly what she does. Susanna, mettiti in azione. Now, first she goes with the olive oil into the pan. The olive oil, as explained to you, cured with garlic. Then we go with the clams. These are fresh clams, just gotten this morning. For a whole portion, for a big guy like me, you want to have 15, but I ate so much pasta already, so she's giving me a half a portion. We go with some fresh parsley in there. A little bit of white pepper or black pepper, whatever you find will like. And now what we're going to do, we're going to put the pasta in there to cook, and we are almost ready for the pasta to go. Now, one of the secrets is that while the clams are cooking, you want to add pasta water. What's important about the concept of the pasta water is the pasta water has a lot of starch. The starch will maintain it all nice and thick. What you want to do is to cook the clams together with the olive oil, in which we already have the garlic infusion, and the pasta water. As soon as the clams will cook, there's abundant pasta water in there. The clams are going to release their own juice in there, and then in here, we're going to cook the pasta once the pasta is ready. This is the most critical spot. This is where action only comes into play. Now, we have cooked the clams. They're completely open. There is olive oil in the pan. There is clams. There is water. About amount of cooking water, the water that we use for cooking the pasta is half. The olive oil is about half, plus the juice that's been released from the clams. And now is where this beautiful girl is going to make it happen, and make it happen great. So, fai pure, facci vedere come lo fai. What she's going to do first is going to make sure that the clams do not overcook. She's going to use a slotted spoon, put the clams away into a standing by bowl. The bowl is cold. We want to make sure that those clams will be reinserted into the pasta, but we do not want to have them overcooked. As I shake the pan a little bit, you can see the amount of liquid. The pasta, an Italian style pasta that takes about 12 minutes to cook, is now going to be finished into the water olive oil mixture. And when you see her flipping the pan, she's going to cook it on high heat, and as she does that, the water penetrates on the inside of the pasta, and you're going to see the glaze. The glaze that you'll see as the finished part of it is not given by the butter, not so much given by the olive oil, but it's given by the starch inside the water in which the pasta is cooked. It's going to give this wonderful glossiness in the finished product. Also remember that in there, there's the juice that's been extracted from the clams. A little bit more of olive oil. She's following this by instinct. It's not a precise amount. She's judging on how this is reducing all the way down, and in her opinion, she says, I need a little bit more oil. Remember, that oil has been steeped with garlic, fresh garlic, in its skin for at least a day, so it has a slight taste and flavor of the garlic itself. Now watch on how she moves about, the tenderness, and I would say the elegant fashion in which this young woman is going about the business of cooking this pasta. This pasta is right now protecting itself, and at the same time is releasing this wonderful juice where the starch is being reinserted into the pasta. In the process of doing so, the glossiness of this, as if butter had been added. The first time I had this pasta, I actually asked her, did you add butter to it? She said, no, only pasta water. Che facciamo adesso? Le vongole le mettiamo poi sopra la fine?
Sì.
Perfetto. Let's move on. She's going to now plate this. And here we follow her over there. Look at her technique on how she puts it on the plate. Turns it around using the forchettone. Forchettone is a big fork, by the way. Plates it right there into the plate, right on top of it. The sauce that you see is the natural sauce, water, extra virgin olive oil, which has been steeped with garlic, and the juice of the clams. And now here are the clams, which is kept nice and warm on top of the stove in a stainless steel bowl. A little bit of parsley, and there you are, ladies and gentlemen. This is how magic happens when things are great. This is the pasta, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is the beautiful woman that made it for you. Dici il tuo nome in italiano.
Susanna.
E di cognome?
La Fiura.
E il nome del ristorante?
I sapori del mare.
I Sapori del Mare. When you're in Palermo, have this girl cook for you and go to I Sapori del Mare. My name, as you well know, is Stellino, and this is how I do. Ciao a tutti.